What's up, Kenra? It's your girl, Lo, your color brand ambassador, and I'm here today with my girlfriend, Heather, and we're gonna do a slight little modification to her color. As you can see, she has a lot of texture, a lot of curl, a lot of body, and previously she had some blonding done. And what you're looking at is a couple months growth. So you're looking maybe about 8 weeks here. And what we're seeing is a lot of bright, contrasty ribbons. What I think would make this look come together even more is a soft shadow root, just creating a little bit more of a blend through her natural base, through all of these different ribbons in her hair. And to even take that a step further, I think it would look really beautiful to tip out the ends and give it a little bit more paleness through the tips. We want it to look blended, soft, and diffuse any lininess that we're gonna see. So to do that, I'm gonna shadow root her first with one of my favorite Kenra Demi Permanent cream colors, 7NA. Now I'm gonna pick a 7NA because we're going right on top of dry hair, and it's gonna be sitting for a while, which means that I don't have to drop my base color in a blend just as I would to tone her wet. So we know when we're gonna tone wet, we need to drop the base, right? So because we're not doing that, we're gonna stick with the 7NA, which is gonna blend everything right together. There's a couple reasons why I love the cream Demi Permanent, and it's because it leaves the hair super moisturized, really balanced, shiny. It smells amazing. If you are a serial color trier, experimenter, you know that different color lines smell different, and some of them have a lot of that chemical aroma that lingers in the hair for like a week and like stains the skin, you know what I'm talking about. But the cream color in this collection, it smells so beautiful. I'm trying to think, what does it smell like? Kind of like powdery. Anyways, I love it, and it stays exactly where we put it. So I've combed out Heather's hair, and I'm just gonna take the back quadrant and shadow it just so it's nice and thorough, and then I'm gonna move towards the front. So here we have the full smudge. I'm gonna comb it through a little bit further when we're closer to rinsing it out. But again, to reiterate, the 7 is a really nice shade because it's not gonna totally darken. It's gonna leave a little transparency but soften all the lininess. So now what I'm gonna do is mix up the blue powder lightener, because some of these ribbons are super pale and I want to see some more of that towards the ends. So we have some gold and some brightness. So our goal is with the blue powder lightener to marry that all together and create balance between the bright and the warm. Okay, so I have these really big foils here, and I think it will be just so perfect as I put this lightener on Heather's hair, because I just want to make sure it is nice and tidy. It's not quite a foil, it's not quite a balayage, it's a little bit of something in between. So it's just gonna help me keep a nice separation in all of these pieces that we are lifting through. I don't want it to be super solid through the end, so some of these in between pieces I'm going to split, and then I'll keep marrying the pieces I lift down the center. I think it's super important when you're creating a pattern for your client to keep very organized and do things with intention and purpose behind it. For this top layer, I'm kind of pulling out some of these paler pieces to see what I'm really looking at, because I want to make sure that what I do choose to lift really does get there. Okay, so I'm looking at this section, so that's where I'm gonna go. So you may wonder why I left these pockets out. This is gonna give dimension, and usually with beautiful balayage design, you have some anchors in the hair that are interior depth. So this can only look as bright as the pieces next to it. So keeping the depth in here is a strategy that's gonna make this look really beautiful and keep the highs and lows intact. So now that we've done that, I'm gonna move to the front 2 quadrants. And here we're gonna have a lot of fun because as you put the hair over the shoulder, you'll be able to see exactly where we have some opportunity to brighten her up. This is Heather's gorgeous results. I am so excited. We're so excited. We ended up doing a little bit more of a shadow root. So for that, I dropped it down a shade. She just had a little bit of a difficult cuticle to close. So the 7NA just did a basic underlining tone. So I upped it to a 6 NUA just to create a softer blend for her. And overall, I used my favorite 9 PV. You know how I like to do that. It is my favorite. It's like it's a golden child toner for me. I love it. And so it didn't give us too much warmth and it gave us just enough beiginess. And then we had to style her, you know, really, really beachy. To finish her look, we used the blow dry spray, which is my spirit animal, basically. The blow dry spray is everything for creating like a very soft shine, a soft texture, and we just waved her up for this look. If you loved this tutorial and it gave you all the inspirational vibes, please subscribe to the Kenra YouTube channel now, because there's so much amazing content on here and education from so many talented educators that are so passionate. And if you'd like to follow me on my hair journey, you can find me on Instagram at @low_Wheeler Davis. Bye.